Ever wonder what happens when you mix old Hollywood glamour with a little on-set tension?
Right.
Today's deep dive takes us right to the edge of that powder keg
Yeah.
with the story of the day, George Kennedy,
Oh, yeah.
threw Martha Raye down a flight of stairs.
You're right. It sounds like something out of a movie script.
I know.
But this really happened on the set of Concorde Airport 79.
Wow.
We're going to dissect this incident, but more importantly, we'll uncover what it reveals about the pressures of Hollywood
Yeah.
and the consequences of clashing personalities.
I am ready to go behind the scenes. So we're in 1979 on location in Paris at the Charles de Gaulle Airport.
Oh la la.
It's a high-stakes production with big names attached, and the energy must have been electric. What was the atmosphere like on a set like that back then?
Well, imagine a time before social media, okay, where the line between an actor's persona and their real life was often blurred.
Yeah.
The pressure to maintain a certain image, both on and off screen, was immense.
Right?
Add to that the grueling schedules, studio demands, and you have a recipe for, well, let's just say things could get heated.
And in this corner, we have George Kennedy and Martha Raye, two very different personalities used to commanding attention.
Yes.
George, with that stoic tough guy aura,
Mm-hmm.
and Martha, the queen of quick wit, and never afraid to speak her mind.
Exactly. And at the time, Martha was famously promoting Polident with her catchy slogan, "Take it from the big mouth." Now imagine hearing that not just in commercials,
Oh my God.
but echoing around the set day after day.
I can see how that might wear on some people, especially under pressure.
Yeah, even Alain Delon, who was also in the film, wrote about it. He said Martha would use that tagline with everyone, the crew, other actors, even during takes. He vividly describes the tension building on set, particularly around George Kennedy.
So the tension is mounting, and Martha's big mouth slogan becomes a sort of unintentional soundtrack to this brewing storm. Was it really the slogan that pushed things over the edge?
It's impossible to know for sure. But according to eyewitnesses, just before approaching Raye, Kennedy was heard muttering, "This is it," as if he had reached his breaking point.
And what happened next is almost unbelievable. Multiple sources describe Kennedy grabbing Raye, who was significantly smaller than him, and literally hoisting her over his head.
Yeah, it's like something out of a slapstick comedy,
Right.
but this is far from funny. He then proceeded to throw her down a flight of stairs leading from the boarding gate down to the tarmac. Oh my goodness.
A long, hard fall.
I can't even imagine the shock of those who witnessed this. Did anyone try to intervene?
Well, we have this incredibly vivid account from Charo, who was there, and later gave a statement to the police. She described the whole incident with her signature flair, but it's clear from her words how unexpected and shocking it was for everyone present. You can imagine the chaos on set after something like that. I mean, this wasn't just like a minor altercation. This is like a major star was injured.
Yeah, the production must have been scrambling. What happened in the immediate aftermath?
So the incident triggered just a whirlwind of activity. Martha's rushed to the hospital, and thankfully her injuries were relatively minor. A sprained ankle, some bruising, but it was enough to bring the production to a screeching halt.
Which is a huge deal in the movie business, right?
Oh, absolutely. What were the ramifications of that?
We're talking about a massive financial and logistical undertaking.
Right.
Every day of shooting lost means lost money, rescheduled flights,
Oh, yeah.
crew on standby, and a ripple effect of delays that impacts
Oh.
everyone involved.
So the stakes just got even higher, and all eyes turned to George Kennedy. What was his reaction to all of this?
That's where it gets interesting. According to reports from the time, particularly an article in the International Herald Tribune, Kennedy retreated into silence. No public apology, no attempts at explanation, at least not that we've uncovered in the sources you provided.
Wow, almost adding more fuel to the fire. And how did Martha Raye react when she was released from the hospital? Did she choose to press charges?
Publicly, Raye fell back on humor. Remember her quipping about her dentures staying in place because of Polident? It's classic Raye, deflecting a tense situation with a joke.
Always the comedian, right? But I imagine there was more to it than that.
Exactly. Her autobiography, Take It From the Big Mouth, paints a different picture behind the laughter.
Okay.
In it, she calls out Kennedy's behavior, describing a simmering rage beneath his tough guy exterior.
She didn't hold back. What else did she say about the incident in her book?
Well, she never explicitly accused him of anything beyond a short temper, but she did hint at seeking retribution. Famously writing, "Revenge baby is a dish best served cold."
A little chilling, to be honest. It makes you wonder what really went on between those two. Do we have any insight into what led to this boiling point?
Unfortunately, concrete details are scarce. It's important to remember that Hollywood in the 1970s was a different world. Studios wielded significant power, and actors often felt pressure to protect their image, sometimes concealing personal conflicts to avoid jeopardizing their careers.
So this incident, as public as it was, might have had a lot more going on behind the scenes that we simply don't know about. But with a scandal of this magnitude, there had to be an investigation, right?
You're right, this wasn't just a Hollywood gossip piece, it became an international incident, drawing the attention of French authorities and even the U.S. Embassy, as our research materials indicate.
Talk about a PR nightmare for the film. Did the studio try to downplay the incident or control the narrative?
There's no indication of direct intervention. But the studio system at the time was notorious for protecting its interests. It's plausible that certain narratives were emphasized or downplayed to minimize the scandal's impact on the film's release.
Fascinating. So we have this incident that blends Hollywood drama with real-life consequences. It seems like everyone involved was impacted in some way. How did this event shape the trajectory of their careers? Did it affect how the public perceived them?
That's what we'll delve into next. While the incident faded from the headlines, its ripples continued to affect the careers of those involved.
It's amazing how a single event can have such a lasting impact, both on the people involved and on how a film is remembered.
Absolutely. This incident, as shocking as it was, offers a glimpse into a bygone era of Hollywood,
Okay.
where scandals could make or break careers and studios held immense sway over public perception.
So how did this incident shape the careers of George Kennedy and Martha Raye? Did it tarnish their reputations?
It's hard to say for certain. Kennedy continued to work steadily in Hollywood, even reprising his role in subsequent airport films. However, he never publicly addressed the incident, which only added to his mystique.
It's almost like it became this unspoken elephant in the room, following him throughout his career.
Precisely. As for Martha Raye, her career was already on a different trajectory.
Yeah.
She was known for her comedic timing and that larger-than-life personality.
And her ability to laugh at herself even after a fall down a flight of stairs.
Exactly. But in her autobiography, you sense a lingering frustration, a feeling that perhaps justice wasn't fully served.
She did mention seeking revenge,
Right.
but there's no evidence she ever acted on that.
It seems that writing about it, getting those feelings out in the open, might have been her way of reclaiming the narrative.
And what about the Concorde? Airport 79. Did this scandal overshadow the film itself?
It's interesting. The film enjoyed moderate success at the box office,
Right.
but its legacy remains intertwined with this off-screen drama.
Yeah.
Even today, if you mention the Concorde, Airport 79, this incident is often the first thing that comes to mind.
A stark reminder that sometimes truth is truly stranger than fiction.
Indeed. This deep dive into Hollywood history reminds us that the glamour of the silver screen often masks a complex web of personalities, pressures, and behind-the-scenes dramas.
Okay.
It also highlights how our understanding of events is shaped by what is revealed and what remains hidden.
Right.
The Kennedy-Raye incident serves as a potent reminder that there are always multiple sides to every story.
Okay.
And sometimes the most intriguing tales are those whispered in the wings, off-script and off-camera.
So the next time you're enjoying a classic Hollywood film, take a moment to think about the stories behind the story, the untold dramas that might have unfolded off screen.
Exactly.
You never know what hidden tensions or surprising events might be lurking beneath the surface of those glamorous images. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and remember, the truth is often far more fascinating than anything we could ever imagine.